So you are in charge of hosting Thanksgiving dinner and your task is the turkey. The only problem is it's frozen. I literally went to the grocery store just now and picked up a frozen turkey and we're going to attempt to thaw and cook it all in one day. So you know that brine that you bought? Toss it, you're not gonna need it. There is no time for brining, but the first step we need to do is thaw this sucker. So you wanna grab the biggest pot that you have. Oh my gosh, it's really heavy. Another thing that works really well is to get a big paint can from like Lowe's or Home Depot. You're gonna take off the wrapping and then you wanna turn the water on to about room temperature and really low pressure. So the water is continually moving and that circulation is what's gonna help thaw the turkey as quickly as possible. It's still gonna take about 2 hours, but it's way better than like sticking it in the microwave and hoping for the best. All right, I'm super excited. It is turkey time. So I think that it feels like it's very thawed. I mean, it's cold, but I think the real, yeah. So I can pull out that little bag of, giblets and let's see if we can, there we go. Here's the neck. Bye-bye neck. So I think that means it's gotta be thawed enough for us to cook it. So I'm gonna turn it breast side up. So we didn't brine it, obviously, we didn't have enough time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make up for it with a lot of flavoring and a lot of things to keep it nice and moist, which is butter and olive oil. So you know, I've touched turkey, so give me 1 second. Let me wash my hands. Which is important. Like, wash your hands a lot when you're dealing with poultry, because the last thing that you want on Thanksgiving is for somebody to get sick. Okay, so I have a stick of butter that I melted for just like 30 seconds so that it's really nice and melty. And I'm gonna add some herbs de Provence, which is a very classic dried herb mix. It's got a lot of rosemary, it's got thyme, and sometimes you'll find it and has a little bit of lavender. So to my herbs de Provence, I am adding salt and pepper. We're gonna salt and pepper the bird afterwards too, so like, don't worry. This is what's going inside the cavity. I'm gonna add a bunch of parsley. And then here is thyme, and I'm just taking the thyme and I'm just running my fingers down. Now to this, I'm gonna add some extra virgin olive oil. It's a great combination to do butter and extra virgin olive oil. I'm using Pompeian Robust extra virgin olive oil. It's got a really perfect, robust flavor to it. A couple good glugs. Give it a little stir. Okay. I'm just gonna use my fingers to separate the skin from the meat. We wanna get as far up as possible because the deeper and the further all of this butter will get to, the moisture it will keep the breast, which as we know, dries out the soonest when we're baking it. I'm gonna just pour some in this way and then work it in with my hands. And because it's pretty melty, it's actually gonna travel pretty far. All right, so that's the top. And now I'm gonna put the rest of it all over. Okay, all over his nice little legs. And remember, anything that drips down, that's just gonna make an even better gravy. I put foil in the bottom of my baking dish. And by the way, you don't have to have a fancy baking dish. You can get one of those disposable ones that you toss afterwards. So don't think you need to get like all Martha Stewart. I just have this because I've been doing this for years. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'm gonna salt and pepper them like crazy. More salt and pepper. Be really generous with salt and pepper. Again, we didn't brine this, so we need it to have as much flavor as possible. You almost cannot over salt. And the same goes for pepper. So I'm gonna take a little bit of parsley and put it on top. And now the rest of this, I'm gonna put inside the cavity. These are our aromatics. This is what's gonna give it a lot of fragrance and flavor from the inside out. So I'm gonna take some lemon. I'm gonna do a little bit of lemon juice, not much. I don't want this to be too lemony, but I love the unexpected lemon flavor that it gives. So just a little squeeze. And now the rest of them, I'm just gonna push as far in there as possible. So I used some twine to wrap up his legs. Look, if you don't have it, no worries. But if you go to the grocery store and you can't find twine, just go to the butcher and ask him if you can get a little piece, and he'll probably just snip off a little piece for you. So, all right, and now I'm always super nervous that I'm going to overcook my turkey or that the breasts are gonna be overcooked. So I always keep my Reynolds wrap on hand, and I'm gonna tent the turkey, and then the last hour of cooking, I'm just gonna take off the foil and let the top and the skin brown really nicely. All right, so just really loosely tent it, and I will see him in 4 hours. Look at this baby. I'm super excited. I mean, I'm a little nervous because it almost looks too good, but let's see really how it tastes. So after you cook poultry or really any meat, you wanna let it rest for just a couple of minutes. It's still plenty hot. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut the twine. I'm gonna leave him here. What I really love is to like present the bird in all of her glory and then come back and carve it. Okay, so let's get to work. So after you Vanna White the turkey in all of its glory to your family, come back in the kitchen and now we start carving. I am ecstatic with how it turned out. Actually, I think it's beautiful. I used the cheat sheet of the cover of Martha Stewart's Living magazine to know exactly how to place everything. So don't be afraid to, cheat a little bit and borrow inspiration from other chefs that you love. But really, you can claim this as your own, and now you get to sit back, have yourself a cocktail, and know that somebody else should be doing the dishes because you did this all in one day. I'm Roni Proter with Dinner Reinvented. Let me know what you think, give it a thumbs up, comment below, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.